I am the living legend of hair loss, the true alpha male, and your personal hairline hero. You're watching a video from a man who woke up recently and realized, hey, I'm 39, man. I'm 39. Today's my 39th birthday. And of course, why are you here? You're obsessed with your potential hair loss situation. You need some sort of version of a mirror to look at yourself, to project your own insecurities and fears. What might I look like when I turn 39? Will I be bald when I'm 39? Will I still have that much hair when I'm 39? How do you keep his hair? He's almost 40 and he has that much. Let me explore this portal to another dimension, to the future. So yes, let's check it out. You know that I do not pop pills. I'm not a pill popper, Propecia or any of that garbage, all chemicals, big pharma, for beta. Weak-minded people don't do that. I don't do that. You do it. You be you. You do you. You be beta. I'm too alpha. I have an alpha male mindset, so I don't pop pills. Hair transplant? No thanks. No. Not for me. I think like a grown man, a confident man who knows who he is. I don't need to, if anything, if we're gonna do a hair transplant, I should do it from my chest and put it up here because that's how much hair is the rest of my body. No, too confident of a man to do something like that. So I've, quote, had no work done. Now, granted, a couple years on this channel as an experiment for my viewers, because let's face it, it helped my ad revenue a lot. Not that I care about it, but I did rosemary oil and peppermint oil and was it pumpkin seeds? I did all that for like a year and a half. Oh, will this work? And I did that to feed people's own curiosity. The answer is no, it didn't make a difference. But it definitely helped my ad revenue and still does, just to help explore that. And let's see. No, but Nick, you look like you have a lot of hair, so maybe it worked. I'm saying no. I'm saying what determines hair loss is the DNA that you were born with plus aging. So we know that we've got the aging thing figured out. I'm 39 as of today. But look, you look at my hair. Now, in reality, it is thinner on top. No, I'm not using hair fibers or anything. This is my hair. My hairline, yeah, it goes back here. I have a hairstyle that I'm not specifically trying to hide that. It just happens to be a number 3 on the sides and the back and about 3 inches on top and no product in it. I understand that putting product, especially an oil-based pomade, is going to make it appear thinner than it is. And yes, it is a little bit thinner in this portion here. And I have a feeling that by the time I'm 50, maybe 60, I'll be completely bald right there. It's what I speculate. Okay. But see, thing is though, this was my DNA. I couldn't have gone balder if I wanted to, because this is my DNA, and that's what so many of my viewers fail to recognize. They're asking all these silly questions. Does taking a shower, is that what's causing me to go bald? Is it because my mother's father? No. It's because you were born with DNA and you're aging. And I make this video to remind you that you may end up with this much hair. Imagine the irony though of spending your youth worrying, am I gonna go bald? And then eventually realize, oh wait, that's a waste of time. I'm not spend my youth worrying about something that may or may not happen. Because let's face it, I may be like Nick Shell. I may wake up on my 39th birthday and this is my hair. And yes, some receding happened. And yes, some thinning happened. But let's face it, is anyone gonna look at that guy and think, oh, he's balding or he's got receding? No, they're not going to think that in reality. Only a very insecure beta person would think that, and it's going to be an insecure beta male, not a female. It's going to be insecure people, whether they're young or old, it doesn't matter. Insecure people think like that, and they reduce people to something so superficial. So, let me remind you, I have videos posted on this channel. You can type in age 17. You'll see me, a video, a VHS tape of me at age 17. You will see my temples, how they had already started going back. And that I constantly remind a lot of my younger viewers. With my younger viewers, I remind you, I don't care if your temples are receding. That's no indication that you're balding. Because here I am at age 39. I had receded temples at 17. So we're talking how many years? Like 22 years ago, I already had receded temples. And here's how my temples are now. I mean, even if I show you my hairline this way, but my temples had already done their thing by that point. And I've done nothing to stop my hair loss. So yes, if you need that reminder, receded temples are not necessarily a sign of balding. It's all coming down to your DNA. But ultimately, imagine the tragedy, the personal tragedy, if you became a Peter Pan, a beta-minded, weak-minded Peter Pan, who spends your youth worrying that you might go bald. You focus on yourself more than others. You would make the false, childish, junior high assumption that people are judging you based on your looks. You stay in that weak, flimsy, pathetic mindset even after you're no longer a boy. Now you're 18, now you're in your 20s, now you're in your 30s. You know what you are at that point? Peter Pan, worrying about all these false versions of how you're judged. And then the irony is then people do start judging you because you never grew up. You're still so focused on yourself. It's insecurity, it's beta-minded thinking. You stick with me, my videos, you're gonna have someone who's thinking like a grown man, an alpha male. Because let's face it, I'm your internet dad. You wouldn't be watching my videos if your dad was involved in your life and he was a strong, positive communicator and he told you these sort of things. You wouldn't have time for my videos. You wouldn't, because you'd have someone building your identity from a masculine perspective. Oh, well, you don't look like an alpha. The alpha wouldn't wear glasses. An alpha would have a beard. An alpha would shave his head. It shows how juvenile you're thinking if that's your thoughts. Because in reality, an alpha is always an alpha on the inside, no matter what he looks like on the outside. Meanwhile, we can have a guy, and you're short, like you're only 5'9". Okay, so what, you want me to be 6.5 feet tall? You want me to get rid of these and get contacts? You want me to shave my head and grow my beard and of course, go back to working out once my gym opens, get a bunch of tattoos, and then I'll look alpha. And you know what? I know men like that, and they're still beta. Because in their minds, they're still assuming that people are judging them on how they look. And they're still worried about that. That's weak-minded. You're a weak-minded Peter Pan boy when you assume it's about you. It's not about you, man. That's something you learn by the time you turn 39. It's not about me. It's about everybody else. It's about focusing on their needs. And at the end of it, thinking, oh yeah, I guess I should focus a little bit on myself. What would make me happy? Paleo pancakes? Yeah, that'll make me happy. Getting a new roof for my Jeep? Yeah, that'll make me happy. That's how much time I spend on myself, worrying about myself, making sure that I'm happy. I spend most of my time on other people, and that's what men do. Boys say, but what about me? How do I get people to like me? Let me focus on how I look, because that's how they judge me. You little boy, you're gonna turn into a Peter Pan MGTOW beta. That's all you're gonna be, unless you become like me. Alpha mindset, recognize the truth. Recognize the truth, man. Alpha, it's not about the outside. It's about the inside. Thinking like an alpha male. You need me in your life. I'm your internet dad. Your real dad didn't show up when he needed to. Right now when you need him most, you needed someone who's going to confirm your identity as a man. That's what I'm here for. Are you weak now? Are you beta-minded now? Of course you are. You wouldn't be watching my videos if you weren't. You still think that people judge you on your looks. You still fear going bald. Yes, you're weak-minded, but that's okay. There's hope for you. You can become like me. You can get to the point where you realize, you mean it's ironic to have my self-esteem based on what other people think of me. What is an alpha male mindset? It's realizing I shouldn't be basing how I feel about myself on how I think other people perceive me. I shouldn't be so focused on myself. I should be more focused on other people. That is how you think like a man. That is how you think like an alpha. And it doesn't matter how you look on the outside. It's how you think. It's how you think. It's how you think. So think like the true alpha male, the living legend of hair loss, your personal hairline hero on his 39th birthday.